Dude, I just had this protein shake, right? And normally when I have a protein shake, I get a chocolate flavor because it's a good tasting protein. And when I make my protein shakes, I use hot water, right? I just blast it heat because it mixes in. It blends so nicely. So normally I do that. You throw the chocolate in, it becomes hot chocolate. It becomes a pretty tasty thing. It's the easiest way to get protein down. However, I'm all out of chocolate protein. So I use my vanilla bag. And I do the same thing because that's how you mix it down. I put the hot water and I blend it, and it mixes just fine, right? And when I tried that hot vanilla protein shake, I came to the conclusion that hot vanilla, it shouldn't exist. Vanilla as a flavor cannot exist in warm temperatures, and that's just the way that it is. Now, I'll argue most sweet things in general need to be on the colder side of the spectrum, but chocolate, you got hot chocolate drizzle and fudge, okay? We have a hot chocolate drink. Nobody should ever be drinking hot vanilla. It's disgusting. It's putrid, okay? Now, I don't know if anybody's out there doing that. Maybe there's some sort of coffee or whatever. I'm not in that world. So if you're putting stuff in there like that, there's no vanilla drilla. There's no hot vanilla. There's not a hot vanilla sundae, okay? So if you're putting a vanilla drizzle and you're getting hot vanilla stuff in your coffee, it's just disgusting, dude. My mouth is so bitter and sad and disgusted that I don't know how I'm going to continue. And I'll be honest, is that a little bit overdramatic? Sure. But I'm just trying to illustrate my feelings right now. So chocolate, as it stands, it can play. Chocolate can play either side, wherever it wants to be. Vanilla, already bland and not that great of a flavor, is so crappy it can't even be warm. Okay? That's a sad flavor. So don't go around using vanilla in any sense on that side of the spectrum. And if you're doing that, I'm not saying, you're a bad person, but just know you're born differently and everybody else hates you. So. This is one of those later night episodes. Peeps! What's up? Guys, girls, ladies of the world, welcome back to an all-new episode of Full Circus. My name is Tristan Sartoris, and I'm happy to have you guys here with me. What is this in my feet? Tonight, dude, and I'm saying tonight because it's a later night episode, okay? It's one of those times, it's one of those shows. I had a bit of a busy day, busy schedule. Dude, what's wrong with me? Why can't I stop fiddling with the mic? I'm going to learn one day. This episode, as you progress and you look through the shows, you'll see a slight, semblance of character growth. But not this episode. I have to just jiggle. But anyways, this day was filled with some things that I needed to accomplish, It's just one of those days where you wake up and you look at the list of things I've got to do, and you go, oh, this is going to be a doozy, okay? And it gets to the point, you don't even know what a doozy is per se, but you look at it and you're like, listen, I don't have the exact definition of a doozy, but this is that, okay? So I woke up knowing I was going to be in doozy, and not only that, but I woke up late. Okay, so doozy, this much doozy, just got shoved into this doozles, okay? So I got a lot to do, and not a lot of time to do it. So a lot of the other things I had to accomplish were time sensitive, so I did those earlier in the day, trying to get into it. And I've had some time before I just started the show now, but I needed to kind of wake up, which doesn't make a lot of sense as it's midnight now. It's not exactly the time to jazzercise, but, I need some time, get some chicken pot pie in my system, just eat a little stuff, preferably not a vanilla protein shake, but it happened. And we're here nonetheless, because that's what we do. We always progress, and we keep getting back in the show and moving forward. Listen, I'm sorry. I can't tell if this camera's a little bit slanted, and I can't move on until I know for sure. I think. Yep. Yeah, that looks a bit better to me. Maybe it changed, maybe it didn't. But anyways, yeah, it's just been one of those days, and we're here nonetheless, dude. But it's a late night episode. It's a late boys' night. And we're just going to have some fun, dude. We're just going to talk and try to get down into the nitty-gritty, whatever that really means, dude. But I'm happy to be here nonetheless, Hope you guys are having a beautiful time, a beautiful weekend. Hope you had a beautiful Thanksgiving, okay? Beautiful Thanksgiving. I know you guys ate a lot. I'm sure you did because we're a gluttonous community, aren't we? We also did a second Thanksgiving the sequel, Thankshaving. And that was cool. We watched all the football. I was actually editing the last episode of this show on there while I was doing it, and it was just a good round. Also, it was like a personal Thanksgiving. There wasn't all the different family members. It was just the kind of core Sartoris group, and we picked our favorite meals and we just kind of chowed down. And I'll tell you this much: the difference of having a different Thanksgiving than even though you're family, right? My grandma, my cousins and such, they're still our family, but there's a little bit of a facade that goes on with your family, right? For instance, there was no salad at our personal Thanksgiving, right? Salad is a fake meal. That's something you bring in there because you're like, hey, look, I got the salad. I'm having the salad today on Thanksgiving, no less. It's the national cheat day of the year for everybody. And you're going to bring a salad? No, nobody wants a salad. But you do it because you want to look like an upstanding, gentle folk. And no one really partakes, but it's there. So we were able to just kind of really let loose and be ourselves. And there was no salad at our Thanksgiving. Okay, I'll tell you that much. So it was nice to kind of change that up. Just the belts run down. It's all sweatpants. There's nothing you got to dress for. There was no photographers. It was cool though. Just extra pie. It's a good place, dude. Thanksgiving's good, and I love pie, man. And also, the secret to having good pie, dude, and I don't know if this is wrong or not, but I'm going to confess to it here anyway. Every time I've had pie, the last 4 or 5 times, I keep doing something that, listen, it's a little bit shameful. But when I get a slice of pie, and everyone's like, hey, everybody else gets a slice, I cut it, and I don't make it too big. I cut it the right size, right? Portion it. It's an eighth. That's standard, okay? That's regulation pie cutting. And then I can't help but I scoop a little from, this is my slice, I just dig under a little bit into the other pieces of pie, and from the left and the right and a little bit forward. So, listen, if you're one of the people that got pie after me or got the slice next to mine, and you're like, dang, this pie, was it all crust? Was it all just air? Listen, I'm sorry, but I've been thieving, okay? I'm a glutton. It's Thanksgiving, and I'm giving thanks for having just a little bit of your pie, dude. I got my fingers in a lot of pies and in a lot of different pieces, so it was nice. We even had pie on our personal Thanksgiving too, and it was banana cream, which is not easy to scoop out the bottom because it's like all cream. But listen, I found a way, okay. But anyways, it was a good time, dude. Thanksgiving, it's always fun, and we're moving on, dude. We're moving into a good time. What else has been going on, dude? Dude, I'll tell you. Okay, just a couple little things, man. I was working with my dad this weekend, okay, and I was kind of riding the high of this nice family little trip, and just really feeling fat and gluttonous, knowing that I've eaten so much of other people's pies, So I'm feeling good. And on Friday last week, when this episode came out, just enjoying my time at home, my dad calls me up. Hey, son, listen, we need to come down to the work site. We're going to be laying some gravel. Think you can come and help me? And I'm like, yeah, sure, Dad. Anything for you. I'm ready to move some gravel. It's not too hard. Just going to be bailing around. He asked for my help. It's cool. It's fine. Do I like a heads up ahead of time? Sure. But it's cool. Okay? I understand. Now I get there, and we're not moving gravel. And that's fine, dude, except that it's just, listen, I'm not like my dad or some other people in my family where I have to know exactly what's happening next and what it is and what the length of that is and how long that's going to take and how everything works together until I need to know what the average is, right? Like when I was in school, I'd be like, what subject, this subject, what happens after this, what happens after that, what happens after that? I need to know exactly so I can kind of map my brain, know what the average time is going to be out, and mentally prepare to pace myself through it. It's like if you went into a workout and someone said, here, listen, we're just going to be lifting a ton of weights until I say we're done. I'm like, no, I need to know what sets, how many reps, what exercises, what I'm going to do. So not only can I prepare for it, but then maybe I can beat it, okay? Because if there's anything fun for me to do at work with my dad, it's to kind of compete against myself or what the standard is going to be. But anyways, they, more often than not, it's kind of like this little gray area. You're like, hey, we're going to be doing this and this and this. And he says we're going to be doing gravel, okay? But we're not doing gravel, all right? We're doing this and that. And I show up, we start doing different things. And it's hard. And it can get a little frustrating because I can't just float around, okay? I can't mentally prepare for each thing. And it's hard sometimes because Dad, and all dads really, they have a way of just be like, oh, and one more thing, if my dad were to write a book, he'd be like, all right, now after this, we're going to. So it was a little tough, a little trying, and we weren't doing the gravel either. So I'm just kind of doing some little things, little green work, digging some holes, doing whatever, and just trying to be a good sport about it, right? Because my dad's the best, okay? My dad doesn't even understand how awesome he is. My dad's always got everyone's back. He's there for everybody in a pinch and a bind. So listen, it's fine for me to be here and doing these things, but listen, you get a little frustrated sometimes. So I'm just kind of pushing it down, and immediately we're kind of grading the land, making it flat and smooth. And there's these giant tree knots, these roots. And my dad's on the Bobcat, and he gives me the axe, and he says, hey, we need to dig these things out so I can grade it down. And I'm like, sure, no problem. I wish we were doing the gravel, but it's okay. I'm keeping it in. I start hacking on this thing, think it's going to be 5 minutes. Bang, bang. It thing is like stone, okay? It's bouncing off, ricocheting up. Like, my hands feel like they're breaking. I'm chopping as hard as I can. 5 minutes. 10 minutes, 15, 20, feels like 30 minutes go by. I'm giving everything I have into this log, and I'm pouring sweat. It's freezing outside, and I'm peeling layers off of myself. I'm giving it everything I have into getting this done, and also I'm frustrated, so I'm using the anger, throwing it into it, and I still can't get it done. I see my dad on the Bobcat. I'm like, oh, God, if only we had a giant machine that could do this for us. So now I'm getting frustrated, right? And my brain goes, why didn't you tell me we're going to be doing this? Because I could have mentally prepared for something so hard. Why is he giving me such a hard job out of the gates like this? I thought we were just going to be moving gravel. And I get a little frustrated, And my dad sees this. And this is where it was wrong for me to even be frustrated in the first place, instead of just going to talk to him and be like, hey, listen, this is hard. I'm having a hard time. This is whatever, just being open and real and honest, and just like, how do I do this? I'm just like, screw it, I can do it, man. I'm just gonna put everything I have, just kind of work through the red. So I'm getting everything I go. It feels like half the day has passed. I'm chopping. I've made about no progress, and he sees like, hey, dude, what's going on, buddy? And he grabs the axe, like, no, here, let me try, and he just scrapes it across the top, and he gets it done in about 20 seconds flat. And I go, oh my gosh. I gotta leave. No. So I was like, dude, why? I was so stuck in my own feelings, in my own head of like, this is stupid. This isn't what I want to be doing. This isn't how this working. Instead of just going to ask him, and he's super understanding and compassionate, just fixes it for me. No problem, does it. And that happened, dude. And you're like, why did I even let myself get bothered in the first place, dude? Sometimes you do, and there was no good reason for it, man. And that's another thing. I think I've talked about that before too. Dads just have a way of, they see you struggling with something, and they just one shot, bing, just done. Now I don't know why he let me chop on this thing for so long in the first place. Maybe he didn't know how hard it was, but I think maybe as a father, it's like watching your son, try and figure it out. And he's like, he's freaking beating his head. That's not how he's supposed to be doing it. I said he's supposed to scrape. He's not doing it. But, maybe he's waiting for me to ask for help. But, it's one of those things where I got to spread my wings and fly. And instead, I just fell flat to the ground. He's like, all right, pick it up. Got it all done. So anyways, it was a long, rough day, and we did the gravel at the end, dude. So really, he's like, hey, can you come and help the gravel? And the gravel took 4 seconds, right? Total thing. And so, listen, if my dad really were to write a book, he would name it. We're doing gravel, and it'd be the whole book. It'd be freaking 30 chapters of a bunch of other stuff, and the last closing sentence would be like, and then we did the gravel. It's like there's no relevance. It has nothing to do with the whole picture of things that we just did, but. It was great, man, and I got frustrated, and I was a little embarrassed that I got frustrated about it. But it doesn't end there, dude. It doesn't end there, because the following day, right, we had done all this work on a Friday, and I was presuming that this was because on Saturday it was going to be the Ohio State-Michigan game. Okay, the biggest game of the year. Ohio State undefeated, Michigan undefeated, playing for a playoff spot. It was going to be huge, okay? And we're talking about it for weeks leading up every single day. Dad, Ohio State, Michigan, Saturday at noon, here we go. It's a big thing, not just for my family, but for everybody. We're all so excited and just kind of amped for this thing. And And immediately as I wake up on a Saturday morning, to my brother shaking me awake, I'm like, oh shoot, we're late. We're about to watch the game. Here it goes. I'm thinking this is gonna be another family day right after the Thanksgiving. And I check my text and it says, hey, wake Tristan up. I'm like, what? What's going on? Something right? He's like, now we're going to work. What? Why? Now, the reason that we had to work was because there was, weather coming down, and my dad felt really bad about it. We had to miss the game. Okay, we had to do some more work and had to get the ground and everything finished before it came down because we weren't going to be able to be back there for months. Now, I did not know about all this at the time, and even without that information, I woke up and having the day beforehand just getting frustrated. I'm like, I don't want to be frustrated because I know it's stupid. It's not going to make any sense because there's good logical reasons behind everything, right? My dad's freaking awesome, okay? So everything in my brain, in my mind, in my heart was saying, don't be frustrated. I have no right to be frustrated, especially with everything that my dad does for me, right? Can I miss a random silly little football game at once in a while? Yeah, sure, no problem. But as I woke up with so much excitement, I couldn't get the frustration to stop, okay? You know how it works? It's like I have no right. My anger doesn't have the green light, right? It doesn't have the right of way. It's like yield for everything else. And anger and frustration and pain, just like, screw it, I'm going on red, okay? Move straight on. And I'm bummed out, okay? It's the biggest game. We had talked about it. I thought everything was going to be on. And again, didn't talk to him. I didn't know the situation. But again, even with everything and knowing that I just got frustrated the day before, I was still letting it get the best of me. So I was getting bummed out and I'm a little upset. I'm going through this thing and I'm kind of just blah, blah, blah. And, it was just a hard time, and my dad felt really bad, and I felt really bad, and then here's the kicker again, dude. I got frustrated for no reason, okay? Because not only does all those other reasons that I listed before exist, but anytime, dude, I swear to you, anytime my dad asks me to work and it feels so inconvenient for me, I'm missing this game, I want to be doing this, I have to do this, or whatever, it just becomes a thing where it's like, I got my own stuff going on, and you begin to get a little frustrated. I swear to you, every single time this happens, the thing that I wanted so desperately to be a part of fails and flops. Ohio State got dominated to pieces to the point that if I was home watching with my family, I would have been sick and the work wouldn't have got done. And this happens every time we watch the Browns. Boom. Watch this game. Boom. You go somewhere else. Boom. It just, everything falls apart. Now, I don't know if my dad actually needed me to work or if he just knows something I don't. Okay? Like, freaking Nostradamus over here. If I was enjoying my time at home, next time my dad calls me, hey, listen, son, I'm going to need you over here. I'm like, dude, I don't want to go, but honestly, I don't know if the house is going to just catch on fire or something. You're trying to get me out of it. I don't know what he knows, but every time he has me go work for him and it feels so inconvenient for me, it's for my best interest, okay? So, like, in one world, in my brain, I keep going, don't get frustrated. I let myself get frustrated, and it kicks me in the face because even he felt bad about it, and he was still right, dude. How, dude, I swear, listen, as parents, okay, my parents were like, they want to be right all the time. They don't feel like they're right all the time. But from my perspective, somehow, some freaking way, they keep being right all the time. And I'm frustrated with them. Like, I'm mad. This isn't right. This isn't fair. And then it happens, dude. And it happens. So just goes to show, dude. Give it time, I guess, whatever it may be. Just next time if my dad ever asks you to be somewhere or anywhere, just go, okay? Because I don't know if you're going to get a car crash. Something's going to get bombed, stolen, robbed. I don't have no idea. But no matter how inconvenient it is for you, it has a way of working out. So, I'll say that right now. It's a really interesting thing, and I'm glad I didn't watch the game. I'm so happy, dude. And I just got to get better at not getting frustrated. I don't want to be a frustrated guy. I try so hard to let that fly away, but it has a way of just getting to me, dude. It has a way, man. It's the same thing with all kinds of stuff where your mom says, do it this way. You're like, I'm going to do it my own way. And boom, it was that. You're like, oh, you know? I don't know what it is. It's like my parents travel back in time and they have all the steps figured out. And like, listen, we're just going to try and keep him out of everything. It's going to be hard for him. He's not going to understand, but he will grow and then he'll begin to figure it out. And I don't know, man. I can't beat my parents in anything. My mom and dad are always right. It's hard. It's a hard life to live. I won't lie to you. So I'm trying to remember that in all things where you think that you know better. Because you're like, I'm an adult, dang it. I know what's best for me and what's fair and what's convenient and what I like. And you're like, listen, just sometimes you got to sit back. You got to put on your Cartoon Network, Tom and Jerry shirt and just be real. So next time something frustrating happens to me, I'm going to try and keep that same perspective. And you know what? This is for the greater good. Somewhere, some way. This helps me out. For instance, I just stubbed my toe on the way down here. There was a vacuum just sitting there, because it wasn't being used. And somehow I booted it so hard. I was just walking, and I knocked it. Thing went freaking 30 yards far, cracked, probably broke it, but my foot was in bad shape, and that left me feeling a little weird. And I was like, I got so frustrated that I put my shoes on. Look, it's midnight right now. And I put my shoes on because I can't trust myself to not be kicking things. And, I don't know what the silver line in it to, stubbing your toe is, but at least I got to show off my brand new shoes. So, maybe I wouldn't have done that otherwise. So I don't know, dude. It just goes to show maybe keep an open mind and perspective when sucky freaking things happen. Sometimes they're for your betterment. What else is happening, dude? Oh. We went to there was a Christmas parade. Okay, I didn't even know they did this, and normally I would be against it, right? A Christmas parade doesn't sound all that fun. It's like, dude, it's freezing, and now we're going to stand still? Of all the times to sit here and watch things go by, the cold ain't it, Jack, okay? But we went to go do it. It was actually pretty cool, okay? There were Santas, there was elves, there was all kinds of festive creatures about, and it was cool. And then they lit up fireworks, which was interesting because for whatever reason, dude, I swear people light off fireworks anytime they can. President's Day, light them up! Oh, it's 3 weeks past 4th of July, light them up! Earth Day, light them up! Valentine, light them up! Thanksgiving, light up! Black Friday, we just keep lighting off fireworks. I don't know what it is. I don't know if other countries do that. But America, we look for any excuse we can to send stuff up into the sky and explode it, okay? So, just get ready because if there's anything, National Ice Cream Day, light them up, it is what it is, dude. So, this wasn't even a holiday. It was a Christmas parade just days after Thanksgiving and, light them up, 3 days after. So there was a thing and they would start lighting off fireworks and, I'm not going to explain the fireworks to you. I could probably find them for you because there's a million people just recording it for whatever reason. Like, I'm going to go back and watch 25 minutes of that. Dude, fireworks, okay? Listen, the fireworks are cool. I'm not going to lie to you. Watching things go and explode in the sky in pretty colors is neat. It's awesome. And I talked about this before. There's no point in recording it. Live in the moment. But also, fireworks, it's a neat for about 2 seconds, okay? Now, it's cool to kind of just whatever, but I can sit and just watch it anywhere. I can just think about it like that's just as cool, right? But it's just it's just very occasional and it's slow, and I don't care for the long lasting fireworks. I'm invested for a little bit. I'm like, oh, fireworks, I have a natural, okay, primal instincts to look at that and go, boom, But a few minutes go by, I'm like, okay, are we still doing this? Okay. Here's my problem. You have all these fireworks and you try and stretch it out. These are filler works, okay? You start off pretty hot, filler for about a good 30 minutes, and then you go fire and you go, that was awesome. Everybody claps and we stand up and we do the wave or whatever, right? Here's my problem. Who's interested for this long? I can't be looking at that for that long. Am I supposed to be like, yeah, like some sort of monkey where you just dangle the keys in front of me? Hey, look at that. There's one. There's one. Would you rather have 25 minutes of just slow occasional fireworks or 3.5 minutes of nothing but grand finale? You're like, yeah, dude. Everyone's whistling. I can't do it, but you know, it's a good time. That's a good experience. It's new. It's exciting. You know, like if you've seen one fireworks show, really you've seen them all, unless they're doing something new or inventive, which they never are because, you know, we're just lighting them off every chance we get. We're not really taking any time to reinvent the craft. But, you know, I just want, listen, I'm curious to know what everyone else thinks, okay? So prove me wrong. I'm open to being wrong. If my opinions are not valid, then tell me, okay? But would you rather have a few minutes of just nothing but raw, real, and exciting fireworks, because that's about as long as anyone could stand them anyway, or half an hour of just some boring, lame, occasional pop rocks, okay? They're just visual pop rocks to me. They're just visual Rice Krispies, okay? Snap, crackle, pop. There's just nothing much to it. It's not really, you know, stimulate. Like, for freaking half of it, the rest of our family went and started looking at a deck someone was building in the middle of the city. Like, well, the handiwork here, the bolt, that's a bit off to the, you know. Like, we just got, it's crazy how fast you can get disinterested in something. So, new petition. Interesting thoughts. Skip the details. Dude, shorten the fireworks, okay? There's no reason to be lighting these things off for as long as we do. All grand finales, all the time, okay? That's how I like it. And that's how I like my songs, too. That whole freaking build-up. I just want songs that are all downhill crash. I want my song to start up here and go, I want my fireworks to start hot and exciting, okay? I want it like that. So, yeah, figure that out. And you know what? I take back what I said about being brave enough to be wrong. Screw that, okay? If you guys are going to come back here and say, keep watching 35, 40 minutes of fireworks. That's what the title of this episode's going to be, if that's the case. That's just what it is. I'm sorry, man. I want to be respectful to other people's opinions, but if that's the thing you're going to opine, nah. Fireworks, change them. Make fireworks better. They're called fireworks. And you're just lighting off occasional firework. But anyways, yeah, the Christmas thing was nice. We got Little Caesars, which normally wouldn't be that exciting, because Little Caesars has been garbage. And I'm going to attack the company for just a moment. I think I have before. But, dude, our Little Caesars has been so trash. Listen, always hot and ready. It's cold and steady. It's never coming up, and you jacked the price up. I'm like, there's nothing. I'm paying more for less. This is shorts. This is the whole shorts argument again. I'm paying more for less fabric. This is some sort of scam. And not only that, they stopped cutting the pizzas at our. I wrote complaints to it. It's like, dude, this is my jam. Pizza is my graceland. It is my place of paradise, and I can no longer go there. So we stopped going there for probably a year and a half or two. And I was like, dude, I don't want to have to drive all the way over. So I couldn't settle for Little Caesars. I had to go back to Big Caesars, Papa John's, and it cost more, but at least it was cut well. But you know, Little Caesars is they've really stepped their game up, and they somehow, as this cheap little crap pizza, they got the sponsor of the NFL, and this is where I'm theorizing right now. As I took a bite and I watched these lame fireworks, like, dang, oh, they got the NFL sponsor. Okay, so they had to have a big freaking overturn of people like, we're an NFL sponsor now. Whoever's on the job of slicing this thing, who's using a dull pizza cutter, you're out. Okay, it was overcooked or it was undercooked. It was mushy. It was all over the place. It was just a really sad pizza to look at. So props to the NFL for coming in there like, listen, we're not doing this either. And also they jacked the price up even more because I guess, listen, if you're a big brand, you're like, listen, we're gonna have a sponsor. It's got to be luxurious. Okay, we're not gonna have some sort of dollar store pizza on our watch. Official brand of the NFL. We want at least $9 pizzas on our watch. You know, the official sponsor of the NFL. $4.50 pizza. Really? That's all I can get? That's not that glamorous. No, I mean, did I say it's $30 pizza? Very high. It's the Rolex, in fact, of Italian cuisine. You know, so they had to get the jack the prices up, and you know what? They fixed the pizza. So good on you, NFL. You're doing something right. I'm just glad to have my pizza back. What else is happening, dude? I don't know how far we are into the show because I had to go and adjust that camera, and it kind of threw off my whole timing schedule. But yeah, what's happening to? Oh, dude, it's December 1st, or no, it's midnight. It's December 2nd. Look, we're on the same day. How cool is that? It's a closer connection. Yeah, dude, it's December 2nd, and it's nice to be in the holiday season. So now, normally I was already doing all my Christmas festivities, but now as we're drawing near to the actual holiday itself, I find myself practicing my surprise faces. No. Yes. Because I got to get ready. And that's not because I know what I'm going to be getting. It's just because, like I've said before, I'm an internal reactor, okay? You hand me something nice, I go, oh. But in my brain, I go, oh, wow, thanks, that's great so much. But I got to remember to push that out and kind of give you this formula, right? This little theatrical presentation I'm doing. I go, oh my gosh, dude. Okay, so I kind of got a workshop. I got figured out. I get about 4 wows every Christmas, 2 no ways, and I give myself 1. Oh, holy crap, are you kidding me? And I got to use that where that counts. So you got to pick and choose. You got to have your routine planned because I don't know what I'm going to get. So I got to be like, oh, is this going to be the best thing I'm going to get? Because I can't be using my number $1 thing yet. Okay, because it's not going to be real. I got to plan this out. Okay, reorganize, get it all set. So, it is what it is. And if I react with a holy crap, no way, I hope that it was the big one. And then if something else happens after that, just be like, oh dang, he already used that beforehand. That's why he couldn't do that. It's not that he doesn't think it's great. It's just that he missed the mark. Okay. You got to keep a couple, hey, cool, keep it casual. Oh, pajama pants. Oh, cool, grandma, thanks. So, you got some wows, cools, no ways. And, oh, holy crap, are you kidding me? It's insane, So, yeah, it's a nice thing, dude. Hope everyone's getting me great gifts out there in the world, man. I said this before. If you want to give me the greatest gift ever, that would be attention, okay? That's what I like. That's my love language. Some people like the material gifts and whatnot, okay? Screw all that. You give me attention, you watch the podcast, boom. Greatest thing you could give me. All you got to do, as my grandma or my aunt or anyone else, is to just say, hey, saw the podcast. And immediately I go, holy crap, no way, are you kidding? Because that's how I feel. That's the greatest thing I can get, dude, is someone actually paying attention to me. I love it, dude. That's what I'm saying, dude. I'd love therapy, not because I have any problems, but just so I get to go and sit there and other people talk. And they just listen to me. Like, whoa, hold on. I want to hear what you got to say, Tristan. Open your ears. This is going to be a doozy. So anyways, guys, I think that is everything I have to talk about for this midnight special. I think I went over it. I feel like my brain's not entirely in the right headspace, but the other problem is I keep recording the podcast episodes on, I did like a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Wednesday. So I feel like I've been so far ahead of schedule that now that I'm not only doing it on Thursday, but late Thursday, my whole equilibrium of podcasting schedule has been thrown out of whack. But, yeah, I think that's everything. I hope you guys have a beautiful December. Hope you're enjoying the cold. Hope you're staying warm. And, if you get frustrated out there, if you feel like you're going through a doozy, just know that, there might be something not exactly better on the horizon. It doesn't mean there's something great coming. It just means you may have dodged a bullet, okay? Like, oh, shoot. This is happening. This sucks. Sometimes there's a freaking boulder that you just dodged, even though you got shot in the chest with an arrow. You're like, dang, that could have been a lot worse. But, you don't always know that unless you look at the score and figure out that Ohio State sucks. But listen, I digress. It is what it is. Life moves on. And, again, if my dad ever asks you to go somewhere, just do it. Because whatever you were planning on doing, it's not going to work out. Okay? Anyways, yeah, thank you so much. I will see you guys in the next episode. It's been a doozy. This has been Full Circus. If there is something else I'm trying to remember, I can't. I don't know, some sort of joke about fireworks. Guys, I love you. I'll see you in the next one. I gotta go to sleep. Oh, I have to edit. All right, later.